welcome to Wednesday night service here at the Home Center. We're really grateful that all of you can be with us at this time. And our speaker tonight is going to be Reverend Christie Joachim. I'm really interested in what she's going to share. The topic is going to be about the gift of COVID in relationship to transformation. So as we know, all of us have been going through a lot of transformation because of this event. And one way or another, it has affected everyone's lives. And she's going to share with us her thoughts and ideas about how she sees it as a transformative experience. But before we get Christy up here, I'm going to invite Dick up to say our opening prayer.
Our opening prayer is from the Home Center Ministerial Team, Minister of Prayer, Reverend Joe Pinecoffer. For this Wednesday, God bless our speakers. We appreciate their lessons and stories given to us from their books of life. Autumn is in full bloom at this moment, and it's up to us using their lessons as creators and training to make this day and every day special. Let us celebrate our newfound knowledge in whatever way we feel appropriate and enjoy it in all its glory and spread our blessings freely to everyone around us. In love and light and blessings. Amen. And now I turn the podium over to Reverend Madge.
Yes, well, we're just going to play a little round robin here because I'm going to invite Christy up here to share with us her message. So come on.
Well, welcome. Welcome to history. Welcome to transformation. Welcome to the new energy, the new time. So as we know, during this time that we've been in seclusion and shut down, we've all learned new things. We've all started doing things we hadn't done before. Everybody knows about sourdough and banana bread and all those kinds of things. Well, for me, what happened is I belong to a service which sends me audiobooks. And they just send me various things, and it's really wonderful for me because I get new authors, I get new titles, I get to read things that I've never read before. So one of the things that they sent me about a month ago was historical romance fiction. Now, I had never read this before. I didn't consider it to be high literature, whatever that is. That wasn't my genre. I didn't know. But I thought, what the heck, I'll try it. So I did, so I tried it. And I've now read 3 of this author's books. And she does a wonderful job. She really is a historian. And at the end of the book, she gives information about the true history and the characters in the book, which are true, characters that were really in history. But she has, the romance part is that she has her man and her woman character that create this tension, this romantic tension. And as I started looking at these books and finding out why are these so fascinating for me, it occurs to me that these characters are very flawed. At least they think they're flawed. They don't fit into society. Now this is maybe from the 1000s to the 1500s, so the society is quite strict. There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of, ways to be, constructs. So the men are probably illegitimate. They could be second sons of the Duke. They don't inherit anything. They don't want to go into the military. They're too short, they drink too much, there's a lot of problems you can understand. The women are not as beautiful as they need to be. They may be too tall. Maybe they read too much. They're called blue stockings. Maybe they're just too curious. And in those days, apparently you weren't supposed to be. So what happens in these books is that history is going around, and of course you don't know whether you're going to have to be Catholic one year and Protestant another year, or whether the king is going to change, or whether the Saxons are going to invade. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. So these two characters somehow find each other And what they find out is at first, of course, they don't like each other. No, they're no good, all of this. And they bring up their own stuff. They bring up their own feelings about themselves. And they, of course, impart that onto the other character. But through some situation, by this clever author, they get to know each other. Maybe he saves her from kidnapping. Or maybe she nurses him through a terrible illness. And as they get to know each other, they begin to see each other in their true nature, as human beings, as who they really are. And they find out that all of these constructs and all of these stories about how you're supposed to be and how you should be are really nothing. And they find true happiness, of course, and they're attracted to each other, and the novel goes on. And it strikes me that we are in this same kind of period. We've kind of dragged our history, even though we don't have dukes and kings and queens here in America, but we still have these understandings. And we attribute, for instance, people who have great wealth, we attribute power and authority to them. Somehow they're better than the rest of us. Or beautiful people who are beautiful in appearance, and we attribute to them a greater ability. Somehow they can do things. People like them. They create things that the rest of us don't create. So we have these stories, and we've kind of drugged this history, modified, into the present. And so here we are in this time of a global slowdown. Now, some say we've got a virus that's done this for us. Some say it's the governments and the understanding of the governments about the spread of this virus. But what has happened is that virtually, all of the global economies and the global infrastructures and governments have slowed down. And that's given us, all of us, time to be thinking and having understandings about what we're seeing and how we've been. And we have this opportunity now to look at ourselves and say, is this how I want it to be? Is this how I want my world to be? And so just as the man and the woman character in the book see them begin to understand that what their true nature is, we now have this opportunity to see our true nature. And the difference, I think, right now is that we're in a time of new energy. This is a shift. There are many ways to express this. This is the time when consciousness is rising. Not only individually, but the earth has a rising consciousness. And whereas back then, in historical times, they just didn't have the ability to do anything different. You always did what your father did. You always grew up, got married, had kids, died. Boom, that was it. That was your life. But we have the opportunity now, because we think differently. And we know that our thinking is energy. And there's the newness and the awareness that we have. The other thing that strikes me about this parallel, is that it was love that brought these two happiness. They weren't happy in society. They weren't happy with their families. They weren't happy with virtually anything in the structure until they met the one person that saw them for who they were. Now, true, it was romantic love. You got to have something in a book. But what we have now is the understanding that all is love. Everything is love. The sunset, the sunrise is love. The air we breathe is love. The ability to put a seed in the ground and grow the thing that we're looking for, that's love. The order that we have in this universe, gravity, is love, and it's God's love for us. Given us this perfect place, this blue ball that we live on, that works for us in an order that we can use to create the happiness and joy and the peacefulness that we should inherit, that we should have. And we have the opportunity to co-create that for ourselves. So in this new age, where we have the awareness of the love that we are and the love that we can be and the love that is available to us, we have the opportunity to change every aspect of our lives. We don't have to meet anybody special, although we can. We don't have to work any place special, although we can. We don't have to eat certain things or wear certain clothing or look a certain way. None of that matters. What matters is that we have this inner understanding of who we are, where we come from, who our source is, and how we can use it. Because in fact, that's why we're here. We're here to be the eyes and ears and feet and hands of the source, the expression, the unique expression of the God within. And it's such a wonderful understanding to have that. What an awareness. And how do we do that? How do we develop and use that awareness? Well, it seems to me that all we have to do is be willing. Because we are it, we just have to be willing to express it. And as we express it, we not only help ourselves, but we help everyone that we come in contact with, and all those that they come in contact with. And as we do that, we continually raise the level of vibration for ourselves and the world at large. So I'd like to now help us to bring us to this awareness of who we are. So the big difference in today and historical times is that we know we can do this. They did not have the consciousness, and we do. And why do we want to do it? Because we can do it. And so as we release old thinking, old understandings, all old misbeliefs, and get to the true story of who we are as the unique expressions of God on earth, as the walking love of God on earth, we bring happiness and joy to all of those that are around us. And so now I'd like to lead us in a meditation that will help us to understand this and to get a feeling. And this meditation brings energy into the heart center and brings it up to the brain, to the pineal gland, which is approximately up here in your third eye. And so we're going to quiet down, we're going to take some deep breaths, and I'm going to just lead us through this. So breathe with me, please. Take some deep breaths. Get quiet. And now open your heart center. And as you do that, you may feel some warmth. You may feel a little tightening, actually. And you feel it right here in your sternal area, and you can, there's my, and you just open that chakra and open your heart. And as you do that, you bring that energy, that love energy, up. And you can bring it up along your spinal cord if you'd like. Just bring it up the back. Bring it up through your neck, up and through your face, up into your cheekbones. Bring it up to your third eye, right there in your forehead, right there at the brows. And feel that opening up. Yeah, feel that. Experience that. And you might feel a kind of a swirling or a little tornado coming out. That's what I feel. And you're going to, those two are going to form a pattern, and it's going to go up and down and up and down. Slowly up, bring it up, and bring it down. And feel that connection. Feel that bathing of your brain into that love. Yes. And feel the peace in your body. Your whole body is stimulated. Oh, your whole body is peaceful and joyous, and you're in the now. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing that has to be taken away. You are perfect, perfect as you are. Nothing has to be fixed. You are whole. You are complete, and you are perfect. And if you can keep this feeling and remind yourself that this is how we can be in this world that no matter what is on the outside, no matter what's externally showing, no matter what the press and the media is saying, no matter what, this is who you really are. And this is how you are meant to be. And we are so blessed to know this and be aware of this and bring this new energy into the world. Namaste.
Well, thank you, Christie, for that beautiful message. I really appreciate hearing a different perspective, and I really appreciate hearing about your personal experience with your books and your stories, and how you turned that into a teaching lesson and translated the metaphor of that into everyday living. I love doing that myself, so I've really appreciated that and the way you presented it. So it was something I'll carry with me in your meditation as well. I'll carry that meditation with me and practice it. So thank you. Thank you all for joining us this evening, and we look forward to being with you again. We are keeping the lights on and it will soon be the heat on. Been keeping the AC on for you. Soon it will be the heat, and the lights are still burning. Got a candle in the window. So whenever we get an opportunity to come back together again in person, we'll be here. So we are accepting your donations and tithe, and we really appreciate that. And in the next slide, there'll be the information of where to send that. So we're very grateful to all of you. Love you guys, and look forward to staying connected.
Arms around the world, around each other. Arms around the world, sisters and brothers. Arms around the world, and we discover. Arms around the world, there